Hello, welcome back. And let's talk about updating you on day 14. Yeah, I'm on day 14 of No Sugar Advent Challenge. If you don't know me, I'm Amanda Kilder. I'm a Christian weight loss and life coach. And I challenge myself over Advent from the day after Thanksgiving till Christmas Day to have no sugar. I really wanted to refocus myself back on what the season was about. And not saying that you can't have sugar and still focus on what the season is about. But I was just noticing how much it was creeping in and how I don't enjoy how I feel and my mindset when I have it, like have a lot of it around me. And so it's almost easier. I shouldn't say it's almost easier. It is easier for me to just say, no, I'm not going to have it. So I'm t- I decided to take all of you through this journey, and I'm on day 14, so I'm giving you the update. Uh, this week has been one of the most emotional weeks I've had in a really long time. It's been a tough one for me. And many times this week, I had the very obtrusive thought, and I call it obtrusive because it was just there nagging at me. It was the thought, just eat. They won't ever know. You don't have to tell any of these women that you had any sugar, that you ate this, that you overate. And I could have. And I could have had it and not told you, or I could have ate it and I could have told you, because I don't have shame in the fact that sometimes I screw up. And I thought about all of these things when that thought kept wanting to just run the show, basically. I had whole conversations in my head about this. And I realized something. I think it was actually to distract myself from the emotions I was feeling about other things, other circumstances that were going on in my life at the time. And when I realized that, it was like whether I eat it or not eat it, whether I tell you or not tell you, that is not the point. The Again, the enemy was trying to distract me from why I was doing this challenge and why I wanted to just share it with you. Uh, I'm a pretty private person. I actually do challenges like this for myself all the time. I just don't usually share them. But I wanted to take you along on this journey. I wanted to show you my mindset and how it might be different than yours. How things have grown from what I used to think to what I do now. Because I could tell you right now, 2 years ago, if you would have said, cut out sugar over Advent, I would have laughed. I'd be like, no, I'm going to enjoy some treats. I could totally do it in moderation. And at times I could. But that wasn't the point. It wasn't the sugar. That wasn't the reason I really wanted to cut this out. The reason I wanted to do this is because I wanted to use sugar and that desire to eat it as a trigger, as an alert to redirect my mind back to Christ. To give him my worries, my fears, my anxieties over all that this season brings. I mentioned in the last video, just because it's December, just because it's the Christmas season, life doesn't stop. Life still happens, and we could still have negative emotions. And that doesn't make us a bad Christian. It doesn't make us a bad person because we might be feeling sad or frustrated or anxious. You don't have to be holly jolly all the time, even at Christmas. And the other reason I really wanted to cut out sugar is because I want to look for God working, being present even in all the yuck I walk through some days. And that's why I'm doing this. No, I didn't have sugar this week. I'm really proud of myself for saying that because there was many times that I was just like looking at the packages going, it's not that much sugar. I can eat this, right? It's going to make me feel better for a little bit. I could really use something to make me feel better for a little bit. There's multiple times this week where I could just, for a little checkout would have been great. But me saying that I didn't have it, that's not what I'm most excited about. I'm most excited about the fact that when I was standing there looking at those those nutrition labels and thinking about all that, I remembered why I was doing this, why I started this in the first place, and I redirected my mind back to Christ. Now, all the yuck from the week hasn't disappeared yet, but it's better. And it's better, and it keeps getting better because I keep giving it over to God, who actually has it under control, even though I like to think I do, I don't, and who actually has it all handled and figured out already, which I like to think I do, but I don't. So I pray this for all of you. Maybe you're walking through this challenge with me, and if you are, I'm so excited, please post your update below. But I pray that even if you're not walking through this challenge with me, like that you keep giving over all those emotions to God. Instead of eating through them, processing them, feeling them, understanding them, and working through them with God. Life is still happening in December, all of you. And I would say emotions run even higher during the holidays. And when emotions are high, our critical thinking, our logical thinking decreases. Okay? So here's the deal. You're going to run into obstacles. You're going to be in uncomfortable situations over the next couple of weeks. And you're going to have disappointing outcomes. And you get to take all of that. You get to take all of that you get to take all of that and bring it to the one who came for us, died on a cross, and took care of it on that cross. And that food that you're running to, it can't do that. It doesn't have that capability. And you know that. But now it's time to really decide to live that. It will never satisfy that food. It will never give you lasting comfort. It will never fill that void. It will never take care of those emotions you're feeling. I want to encourage you. This is what I walk my clients through all the time. How do we have these intense emotions and not eat through it? Well, this week isn't done yet. I still have the weekend. Weekends always tend to be harder, right? The board that I'm on at church, we're serving fellowship on Sunday, so I get to bake. My daughter's birthday is today, so we get to celebrate that with her friends and have treats. And we just get to have more and more opportunities throughout this weekend. And I shouldn't say we. I get to have more and more opportunities to have my mind be triggered to get back to Christ in it all. So even though there's lots of opportunities to screw up, there's a lot of opportunities still for me to put my mind back on Christ. And I hope you see it that way too. This challenge, it's not about the screw ups. It's about the progress you're making at redirecting your mind back to where you want it to focus. All right. I hope you have the most amazing weekend. I can't wait to hear all about it. I know for all of you guys, there's get-togethers and Christmas parties and Christmas programs and all the events. And I wish you all the most amazing ones this weekend and truly enjoy it. And if not, if life is happening, that you can embrace those emotions too. Bring them to God. All right, we'll talk soon.